Right, hello everybody, welcome back. This is covering day 151 to 156 of building Blinkr to $1 billion app. It's week 3 that I'm doing these longer kind of versions of the daily ones that I do to go in a little bit more detail about what I did during the week, how it's going. The shorts every day are 1 minute, so these are a bit longer. So last time and last week we talked about, we launched the beta version to select users. I think there was, 70 odd users on the wait list. 25 have signed up as of today, 26 actually, across Android and iOS. And we've just been watching their behavior as much as we can. Now I know a lot of these people that have signed up to the app, so it makes it a little bit easier to kind of push them to post a blink and reply to a blink, because I know that the flaws are there in the app, right? And I discussed this over the last few days that, for me to go through it myself and go through all the bugs and set up Trello, Trello, where I started writing down all the bugs, it took me a good few hours to go over it in its completeness. So when my friends or the users started using it, and the things they were reporting, they were things that I already noticed, but it was good to see that it was the same things. One of the main things was the font was too small. The vibes section was a little bit unfiltered and unmatched. It was all over the place, not quite understanding what it was. But really things that we can fix with Mayor and the team, and they're working on it to get those fixes. And with him, I kind of went through the stages of fixing. So, we tried to get a launch out on the 22nd, we didn't do it. We decided to delay it till the 26th, and then we decided to delay it completely till October, I think 6th or the 8th. Where we're going to launch a whole thing and onto the App Store at the same time. So me and him will kind of test all the things, because as long as I'm kind of happy, and as I've just seen when I've gone through it in detail, the users are saying pretty much the same thing. There hasn't been anything really new that's come out from the users testing that I haven't caught. So because I'm my biggest own critic, so that's why we kind of go through that. And that's why I feel that if we do another launch between me and him, I can test it very quickly within a day, and then we can go full on to the App Store. Why is that important? I think I discussed it over the last couple of days, especially day 155 and 154, where I've noticed this app is pretty much identical to Reddit. Not that I intended it to be that way. Because I initially intended it to be a video-to-video kind of Reddit, TikTok, Reddit thing, but it seems that at the moment, two things are happening. One, because the video rendering hasn't been great, most people are using it as text. So they're writing a question and people are responding with text, and that's what they want, which is fine. But that makes it a Reddit. I'm not bothered about that. Reddit is a $51 billion company. I don't think there's any competitors to it. I don't like using Reddit myself because I think the answers are so curated. Anyone can reply. They're all using pseudonames, and you just don't know. Sometimes it just gets too crazy. So by doing it our way, and what's our USP? And I was talking to a marketing expert yesterday and said, it's become she was testing it as well. It's become like Reddit a little bit. And I said, yep, sure has. She goes, are you okay with that? And I said, yeah. She's like, good, own it and go with it. If people are using it that way, then own it, but you need something to stand out. And I said, well, the vibes are what stands out, right? The vibes are the bit that stands out, because you can get curated answers from people in similar fields, knowing what their vibes are. Right? The vibe filters aren't working quite yet, but they will, to the point where you'll be able to look at categories for fun. But if you want to answer specific questions, let's say you're an MMA instructor or a question in MMA, you can only answer it if one of your vibes is MMA, one of your interests is MMA. You can't answer it if you have no interest in MMA. So that's important. I think that's going to be our USP. We're going to get more curated answers. The other thing is that we've limited the number of characters or the length of the video, 2-minute blinks, or I don't know how many characters. We're going to limit it to 5 to 10 lines. If you go on Reddit, you get paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of answers sometimes, and you just want an answer quickly. And I think that's going to make us stand out. Hopefully the app UI UX will be a lot cleaner to use as well. But it's exciting, but it also is a bigger task, because now I think about it, and now I'm going to have to go out and build a massive global community. Reddit has 109 million daily active users. So it's a massive task on how I'm going to do that. But at least I know now, kind of more defined on what I have to go after. I just have to go after people, right? I just have to go after users. First of all, going to have to need those users that are technical, who like using Reddit. And it's quite, the good thing is maybe I can even go to Reddit and start, attracting users from there, because if someone's using Reddit, then, if I can start advertising even cheekily on Reddit before they figure it out, I'm sure it's probably automated advertising in a sense. Maybe I could even attract users from there. Hey, try our new opinion platform or something, or a humans to humans platform, before they figure it out and kind of shut me down. But it's great, and it also gives us a kind of target to grow to. We know that 109 million daily active users are using Reddit, so there is definitely a market for what we're doing. So it's exciting. I'm getting more excited about it. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that marketing, how I'm going to put it all together. I am talking to people. I just don't want a marketing team to overcomplicate it and make it like, we want this and that. I almost want guerrilla marketing, and I almost want it to be nonchalant marketing, meaning more like YouTube videos, TikTok videos, where you're not really promoting it, but you're showing a scenario about what's happening and why, maybe using Blinkr is a solution. Maybe, I don't want to be us against AI, but it might be a thing where you ask an AI, ChatGPT, can you help me, maybe something simple. Is the color of the sky blue? And you put it in ChatGPT and it will give you the color of the sky is blue, but that's because the color spectrum is this and that, and the sun is this direction and this angle, and it gives you great answers. But maybe the answer is just yes, the color of the sky is blue, and maybe I can play on that and kind of grow it from there. So that's what I need to think about. But first things first, getting the app to the stage where we're in the App Store. That's what I really want to work on. That's what I really want to get to. I hope Mayor and the team do get there. Mayor's been a little bit busy this week, which has been a bit disappointing because he's had to go off and do something for a week. So his work slowed down, but we have the other two working on it and to try to get there. But it's not been as fast as I want. But I talk to them every day. They say they're working through the bugs, and that date is still on. So fingers crossed we get to that date. Yeah. So that's it. And regarding funding, I haven't looked for any more funding. I'm still not looking for funding. And that also has worked to my advantage now, because I can do what I want with it. If I think it's now a Reddit, then I can go and do a Reddit. I don't have anyone to answer to about, but you said it was going to be this and it's going to be that. So the pressures of not having investors in this is great on that fact. I can just pivot whenever I want, but the problem is I've got no money for massive marketing, right? I have to figure out a way of doing it. Maybe I have to act in the videos, maybe that. So that's the other thing. All right, that's coming up to 9 minutes of me rambling on about it. I hope you do enjoy this. Please do leave your comments. Please do follow the daily as well. Every like, every click, every follow, every share really helps. And I appreciate you guys. And hopefully you can all get on the app when we launch it. All right. Have a nice week, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.